Hey everybody, Mike Iaconelli back with more social media questions. I've got a great question from Brandon, and Brandon wants to know, what's the deal with bed fishing? I'm having a tough time figuring out how to make bass bite that are on beds. Brandon, that's a great question, and I still feel like I'm learning more about bed fishing, but I'll give you a couple tips that I use to try to catch bedfish. And the one is to know that every bedfish I come across is a different fish and has a different personality. That's a really important thing to remember. No two bedfish act exactly the same. So keep that in mind when you approach one. The second thing I want to tell you is I'm a big believer in showing those bedfish different shapes and different colors. And there's two big things I want to keep in my mind, and one is the size of the bait. I like to have about 3 or 4 different sizes rigged to throw on the bed. So, you know, a soft plastic from a couple inches to 3 or 4 inches to 5 or 6 inches, finally to a really big bait. And I like to throw those different size lures to that fish until I see which one it responds to. The other thing along those same lines is color. I also like to throw different colors at that bedding fish. I'll have a white bait, I'll have something really bright like a chartreuse or a pink, then I'll have a basic color like a green pumpkin, and then I'll have a translucent color like a watermelon or a smoke. And I really want to see which one those fish respond to. And then the last tip is to be quiet, keep a big distance between yourself and the bed, and then always try to set up when you make that cast that the fish isn't looking at you. That's a really big tip that I learned in the last couple years is when I make that cast, I want him looking away from me. So a lot of times you have to move your boat around a little bit to get in position to make a cast so that you're working that bait into the bed and that fish is looking toward the bait, not toward you. Use those tips and I promise you, you'll catch a few more of those bedfish. Hey everybody, Mike Iaconelli here, and I want to tell you about a brand new foundation we've created called the Ike Foundation. And the Ike Foundation, at its core, is all about getting more kids fishing. Getting more kids fishing, especially in areas where fishing isn't a normal thing. I'd love for you to check it out and support us in our mission to get more youth out there in the outdoors. I want you to go to MikeIaconelli.com/Ike Foundation. Check it out. Lots of ways you could help. You know, one is by donating gently used or new equipment. You know, one of the biggest things these kids need are the rods and reels and lures and baits to fish with. So if you've got stuff you want to donate, that's awesome. The other thing you're going to find on our page is a pledge form, and it's just a simple pledge form printed out, and the pledge says that you're going to take someone out, especially a kid that's never fished before in their entire life. Print that pledge form out, sign it, take the pledge to get new kids fishing, and you're going to be part of this great campaign. Mike Iaconelli here. Check out the Ike Foundation, get kids fishing, and we're going to grow the sport of fishing.